Welcome to Butterflies and Bows. My name is Michele Jutrisa and I'm an independent demonstrator here in Australia. What I'd like to share with you today is a great product that Stampin' Up have brought out in their 2018 Occasions catalogue. Now that product is called Brushos and you can find them on page 26 of the Occasions catalogue. And that's those just right up there. It also comes with a few basic instructions of how to use the Brushos, and also you can purchase a wonderful stamp set which is called Beautiful Day, and I'm going to be using this stamp set today, the butterfly, to create a wonderful card. Now this is the card that I've made already completed. So what I'm going to show you today is how I achieved this effect. So I'm not going to show you how I made the whole card completely, but we're just going to ink up some Brushos and create this effect here. Now every time you do create this, it will be different, so you'll never get it the same twice. So let's see how we go and see what we come up with. So I'm just going to move everything out of the road, because with using Brushos, it's a powder. Okay, it's a crystallized paint, so it will fly everywhere. So make sure that your work area is completely cleared of anything that you don't want to get the Brushos on. To give you an example, when I made that card, I found out today that I must have got Brushos onto my Versamark ink pad. So it works on Versamark. Okay, so what I've got here is a piece of shimmery white. Now you can use watercolour paper or your shimmery white cardstock. And I don't know whether you can see that, I'll just move it around a little bit. But I've already stamped the image with Versamark and used clear embossing powder and heat embossed that. So that's just to get us started. Okay, now the way that I did this was I used one of our aqua painters and I've just coloured in the area. Now before I go too far, I just want to show you the Brushos. It comes in a little box like this, and in there you get 5 colours. Now as you can see, I've got a little pin in each one. Colours we're going to be using today are the Prussian blue and the yellow. Now when you get these, do not remove that lid, because as I said, this is a powder. And if you remove that, it'll just explode and go everywhere. So the easiest way to do is to make 1 or 3 holes in the top there and then seal it up once you finish. So that's why I have the push pins. So they just go into there and seal that up. Okay, so let's just get this started. So I want to use quite a bit of water, but for this particular card, all I am doing is putting water into the area that I want it. So I want it on the wing. So I'm going to quite liberally spread my water around, and I'm only just doing a bit at the time. So I'm just going to do one wing, because Brushos will activate wherever there is water. So if there's no water, then they won't activate. So I'm just going to sprinkle some of the Brushos onto that. And that was the blue. And now I'm going to add some of the yellow. You can already see that that is starting to activate. I just want a little bit more blue on there, just to get that colouring coming through. Maybe a bit more yellow. So again, now I'm going to move on to the next wing. Now that, as you can see, has already picked up some of that blue. So I want to put a fair amount of water onto that. And then again, sprinkle some blue. It's just like using a salt and pepper shaker. You can really now start seeing that colour start to work. So I'm going to leave that one for a little bit. I might just add actually just a little bit more blue down the bottom. Maybe just a bit more, squeeze a little bit more water. Whoops, into there. Not too much. Okay, so I'm just going to move that around a little bit. Turn that around, because now I want to, just let me get a tissue and wipe up that bit of water there, because I don't want those Brusho crystals which are already on my paper to go onto my work. And we're going to start by adding more water to another butterfly wing. As you can see, it's still picking up that paint. There are little bits of paint there where you can't even see. They're so tiny. I'm not worrying about that, because I'm actually going to use those little bits. And I'll show you what I mean in a moment. I'm just going to clean my brush out a little bit, get a bit more water onto that. Spread a bit more water around. It's good to have a bit of paper towel with you. I don't actually have that with me at the moment. I do have some tissues, so just to clean your brush on. A bit more blue into that and a bit more yellow. And just let that dry. Now, I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to turn that around. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to grab my spritzer, and this is just a Stampin' Up spritzer that I've just filled with water. And what I want to do is just give the whole card a light spritz. So what you could do at this point is you could actually let that dry completely, or you can dry that with a heat gun. I like to let it dry completely on its own, and then wipe off the excess paint. But with my other card, I achieved like a sprayed effect by just getting my water sprayer and just giving that all a light spritz. And you can see that's just activated all those little bits that are just lying around. So I'm just going to leave that now and let that dry. And once that's dried, just get my original card again. Once that has all dried completely, I've just mounted it onto a bit of Daffodil Delight cardstock and mounted the whole card onto a piece of Dapper Denim. So there's my completed card. And you could add a sentiment on this side. I decided not to, because I really didn't want to take away from those beautiful butterflies, and just added a little bit of linen thread there just to get rid of that little bit of white area. Anyway, I hope you've liked my card. I hope you've enjoyed that. I'd love to see you give it a try. Brushos are really a lot of fun. This is just one technique, and as I work along and start learning more about the brushos, I will show you more. Have a lovely day, and I hope to catch up with you again soon. Thank you.